In this video, I will show you a new feature of GTI that we have just created, and that is the ability to repackage the queue according to a specific SKU. So it's basically applying a SKU filter on the repackaging process. So repackaging the queue is not something that most people in GTI will do. Typically, it will be someone on the IT logistics team, or it might be Paul. It could be maybe Randon, but it's not necessarily something that every GTI user will be doing or should be doing. When we repackage the queue, we're basically sending all of these orders that are in the queue. We're sending them back through the whole process that packages orders basically and puts in a whole bunch of rules. So it's kind of a lengthy process, takes a bit of time, and it just sends all these orders back through the process. So that's kind of the high level definition. I don't want to get into super specific details because that's not necessarily what this video is about. This video is just to show you how to do it if you do have the permission to do it. So as you can see here, we're in the GTI QA environment, and we have several thousand orders in the queue. And to start off, I simply want to jump into our batch management, and I want to just filter out a specific SKU. So I have a SKU already selected, which is the blending brush. We're going to add a filter, and I just want to recalculate the batch total. And here we can see that there are 106 orders that have a blending brush SKU in them. Now, let's pretend, for whatever reason, that we need to repackage the queue, and the SKU that we want to repackage the queue for is the blending brush SKU. I simply wanted to walk you through this step to show you that there are orders for the blending brush that are sitting here in the queue. Otherwise, this step isn't exactly part of the process. I want to jump into these orders. Take a second to load. And as you can see, every order ends in A. That means that it's only been packaged once, because every time an order is packaged, it gets another letter in the alphabet. So if these were to be repackaged a second time, you would see that all of these will end in B. If they were repackaged a third time, they would end in C and D and so forth. It's very rare that packages will get way out in the alphabet like that, but that is one way you can tell that an order has only been packaged once, is if it ends in A. So I just wanted to show you that here in the beginning, before we repackage, everything is an A. Because after we repackage, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to show you that everything is going to be a B, so that it kind of makes sense and that I can prove that it worked. So in order to repackage the queue, we would go to Orders, Packages, Processes right here. And about halfway down, you will see a Repackage Unbatched Orders containing SKU. And this is, of course, for Lehigh. If you need to do it for New Jersey or for Australia or for wherever, then you would obviously select the correct warehouse. We're going to do it for Lehigh. And we only want, instead of repackaging for 4,500 orders, which is what we have, and that would take a while, we're simply wanting to repackage those 106 orders, or however many orders it was, that contained that blending brush SKU. So I'm going to put the blending brush SKU in there, and we're going to hit Repackage by SKU. It will take a minute. And we're just going to let it load, and then I'm going to jump back to the batch management page. And I'll jump back there now. And as you can see, it's still working through. So right now it's only showing that 44 are available. So it's still working through, and it does take a little bit of time to send orders back through this process. It runs through a whole bunch of code and processes to repackage. That's why we are looking for ways to not have to repackage all 4,500 orders. We just want to repackage the ones that we actually need to repackage. So that's the whole purpose of this step. And I think 106 was the total that we needed. So I just want to jump into these. And if things worked out correctly, they would all end in B, which they do. And if we jump into a random specific one and we go to view package history, we can see that the system has packaged it twice. So here's the first package, and then this is the next package. Basically, these two alerts right here indicate that it was packaged over again. So we do have a B at the end of the order. That means that it's been packaged twice. And here's the previous page where they were all A's. Now you can see that they are all B's. And if I did that same process once again, they would all be C's because they got repackaged again. Now, to further prove the point, I'm going to get rid of this filter. Let's recalculate everything, and let's jump into another random order that doesn't have a blending brush SKU, like this one. There's no blending brush on this order, therefore it wasn't repackaged, and therefore it still has an A at the end of the order number. So I hope that I've been able to show you how to repackage the queue according to like a filter, a SKU filter. And currently that filter only takes one SKU. Possibly in the future we will allow it to take several SKUs in a list, but for now it's just one SKU. And that's the conclusion of this video.